If you were in an intimate relationship with a pathological narcissist, you will see where this intimate relationship over time will evolve more so into a parent-child type of relationship where you will become the narcissist surrogate parent. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 reasons why pathological narcissists use their intimate partners as a surrogate parent. Number 1, emotional dependency. Narcissists have deep-seated emotional insecurities and an insatiable need for validation and admiration. They often seek out partners who can provide the emotional support and validation they lacked in childhood. Number 2, control and manipulation. By positioning their intimate partners as surrogate parents, narcissists can exert control over them and manipulate them to meet their needs. They may exploit their partner's nurturing tendencies and use guilt or emotional blackmail to maintain control over the relationship. Number 3, avoidance of responsibility. Narcissists may shirk adult responsibilities and obligations such as managing finances, making decisions, or taking care of household chores. By treating their partners as surrogate parents, they can avoid these responsibilities and focus solely on fulfilling their own desires and needs. Number 4, idealization and devaluation. In the idealization phase of the relationship, narcissists may idealize their partners and place them on a pedestal, viewing them as perfect caregivers who can fulfill all their needs. However, as the relationship progresses, they often devalue their intimate partners and criticize them for not living up to their unrealistic expectations. And finally, number 5, projection. Narcissists often project their own unresolved childhood issues onto their partners, viewing them as extensions of themselves rather than autonomous individuals. By treating their partners as surrogate parents, they may unconsciously seek to recreate familiar dynamics from their own dysfunctional family of origin. Overall, the use of intimate partners as surrogate parents allows pathological narcissists to fulfill their emotional needs, maintain control over the relationship, and avoid taking responsibility for their own actions and behaviors. However, understand that this dynamic is inherently unhealthy and often will lead to manipulation, emotional abuse, and codependence within the relationship. So remember that if you are dealing with a pathological narcissist, then you are engaging with someone that has very severe psycho-spiritual arrested development. Now, what exactly do I mean when I say psycho-spiritual arrested development? Well, psycho is related to the psyche. And the psyche would be a similar equivalent to what you may call the personality or the soul. So the psyche or the personality or the soul is comprised of one's mind, will, and emotions. So if pathological narcissists have psycho-spiritual arrested development, then at the psyche level, then the entire psyche is disordered. The entire personality is disordered. The entire soul is dark. So you are dealing with someone with 1, mental problems, 2, problems regulating their emotions, and thirdly, problems regulating their will. And at the spirit level, understand that pathological narcissists abandoned their true spirits for a false self or the ego. So they abandoned light for darkness. And understand that if narcissists are dark at their core, you will eventually see this darkness on the outside. What is inside will eventually come outside. If you squeeze an orange, you get orange juice. If you squeeze a grape, you get grape juice. As above, so below. And because narcissists are filled with darkness at their core, when you see this darkness manifest itself on the outside, then you will see manipulation, you will see emotional abuse, you will see gaslighting, you will see triangulation, etc. Because again, you are dealing with someone with very severe psycho-spiritual arrested development. So understand that people, narcissists are the trees that snapped in the wind. Narcissists are the trees that snapped in the wind. And when they abandoned their spirit, then they disconnected from their soul. They disconnected from their psyche. They disconnected from the personality. And this is what you see manifesting itself as a personality disorder. Or this is why you hear me refer to narcissists as lost souls or dark souls. And the type of arrested development that we are talking about here, understand that narcissists checked out in their childhood years, approximately somewhere between the ages of approximately 5 and 12 years old. So you could be dealing with a narcissist and physically they are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or even elderly narcissists in their 60s, 70s, 80s, etc. But you will see where they did not develop internally past the ages of 5 to 12 years old. And this is why they throw tantrums like a toddler, because you are dealing with a maladaptive toddler in an adult's body. So understand that you are dealing with a very childish person, and this does not mean that they are innocent. This does not mean that this behavior is cute. This is actually very dangerous. And in the great words of healer, author, and shaman, Malidoma Patrice O'May, he states that if you keep a person in an adolescent state, then they will act militaristically. An adolescent state means an underdeveloped state, a Peter Pan-like state, an arrested development state. Because again, they did not individuate, they did not become adults. So if you keep someone in an adolescent state, then they will act militaristically. And militaristically here means that they're going to be oftentimes very volatile and very violent people. And understand that the volatility of the narcissist is coming from the fact that they cannot control themselves. Again, they lack will. They don't have the will or the energy to control themselves. And when we are talking about the violence, then understand that narcissists are based in shame and they're unable to move past their pride. So they are stuck in a very negative state because pride is the most positive emotion that a pathological narcissist can feel. They do not have access to courage. They do not have access to neutrality. They do not have access to acceptance. They do not have access to love and empathy and peace and joy. They top out at dysfunctional pride, based in shame, but again, they cannot move past their pride, and pride comes before the fall, so they fall right back down to shame. And understand that if someone is stuck in victim abuser consciousness, then the only relationship that you can have with them is a victim abuser type of relationship, and this means that they are going to behave very militaristically. So understand that you cannot have a healthy, blossoming, blooming relationship with a pathological narcissist, again, because they failed to individuate. They did not become an individual. Somehow they stopped growing internally, somewhere between the ages of 5 and 12 years old. And this means then at their level of consciousness, they cannot have healthy, reciprocal, mutually beneficial relationships with other people. They have to leech off other people. At this vibration, then you are dealing with an energy vampire. And this is why a narcissist will drain the life force energy out of you, because you really are dealing with an adult toddler. And baby wants what baby wants. And if baby does not get what baby wants, well, baby is going to throw a tantrum. However, here we are talking about adults. And when adults throw tantrums, then this could be domestic violence, or someone could even lose their life. Understand that if a pathological narcissist is using you as their surrogate parent, This dynamic is inherently unhealthy. You cannot have healthy, blossoming, blooming, and growing relationships with a pathological narcissist because pathological narcissists are done growing. They stopped growing somewhere between the ages of 5 and 12 internally. Physically, they grew, but again, nothing behind the veil did. More so, what is behind the veil, the mind, the psyche, the soul, and the spirit, are underdeveloped. And that really is the quick message for today, kind folks. If you need someone to talk to, go ahead and book a one-on-one session. You can send an email to narcdojo@gmail.com or check out the website, narcdojo.com. Or leave a comment if you have any questions. Thanks for your support. Ensure that you're subscribed for more important content. Sheikah is the name. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.